I'm Lucy East, and I am the co-owner of this beautiful hall, the Malachi Gilmore Hall in Oberon, New South Wales. The Malachi Gilmore Hall is an Art Deco building that looks like it's landed from space. It was built in 1937, and it's really an extraordinary piece of community building works. The building is really loved by the community, and so it feels like we've become almost custodians. So my great uncle, Les Ansis, was the first projectionist here showing films. My dad has fond memories of coming in here and seeing a movie, and his cousins being the usherettes and his aunt selling tickets. We saw the building in April 2017. The building was full of wool bales at the back, machinery. There'd been some damage done to the stage, but in reasonable condition considering it had been light industrial use for 40 years. We received a New South Wales Government Heritage grant, and we held a weekend called the Malachi Revival in October 2018. It really allowed us to open up the building again. We had movies, we had parties, we had a long lunch, and it was all about really tapping into the communal memory bank of Oberon. Applying for the grant was a really good experience. It made you really pin down your budget and pin down your motivation. And what I found was that the Heritage Grants team was really supportive. I had the same officer involved from the beginning through the whole of the acquittal of the grant.
They researched how to make it a success, and they planned it really well before they even came to the grant application stage. So in their timeline, applying for a grant was maybe step 5 or 6.
So we applied also for a Caring for State Heritage grant. We got $70,000, and we are going to, yes, do some more of the restoration of the outside of the building and the inside.
The Malachi was sort of the local place where everyone assembled. Everyone had their ball here, like was the convent ball, there was a Masonic ball, there was a show ball, but it was also a place where there were big meetings held.
To have somewhere like this hall where community events and social interaction happened was just so important to the people in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s and onwards. And I think the community were quite devastated in the 70s when it closed. So when Lucy and John purchased this building and the community realised their plans for it, they absolutely embraced it.
I always wished that the Malachi had been taken over by someone and looked after and used again in this type of thing, like for the town.
For Lucy and Johnny to take on a project like this, I think is absolutely fantastic. They have the vision for taking this kind of structure into the next century.
You know, community is where it all happens. To bring that back into this building, I'm really excited, and I think the building is just calling out for it. It's important that this building becomes what it was again.
I see the building playing a role as a community hub. People will be able to come together. We don't at the moment have an exhibition space of sufficient size to embrace everything that the community groups want to actually do, so this will be perfect.